Get ready for some great music and great stories. Band in Seattle starts right now. Welcome to Band in Seattle. I'm Xander Denke, and with me is Aaron Roden, creator of the Airdate podcast on mynorthwest.com and CairoRadio.com, to talk about tonight's bands, Blood Drugs and Pony Time.
First up is Pony Time. There's a lot of great sound coming from these two artists, Luke Beetham on bass and Stacy Peck on drums. At first you might think it's a rhythm section without the melody, but not so. Luke provides both melody and rhythm with his diverse and unique style. With Stacy's driving beat, they are able to create a sound that stands out as full, energetic, and fun.
So stick around, we'll be right back with Pony Time.
Hi, I'm Luke Beetham of the fantabulous rock and roll band Pony Time, and when I'm not losing money playing that, I'm making money with my business Luke Electric. I started playing music a little bit later than some other folks. I didn't start until my late 20s playing a guitar. I'd heard this thing recently that all musicians are basically self-taught musicians, that even if we get lessons, you still have to play and figure it out on your own. I never had like a bass lesson in my life. Figure out ways to fill out the sound a little bit, but still keep movement and action. Bad Behavior is a song written about when you're dating somebody and you may be engaged in bad behavior and afraid that you're going to lose them, even though you're still engaging in that bad behavior. I'm really appreciative of Stacy being in the band, not just because she handles a lot of the logistical stuff, but she really is a #1 badass.
I'm Stacy Peck, the drummer for Pony Time, and I'm a barista here at Wheelhouse Coffee. I started playing in bands when I was 17 in Iowa, but I started playing the guitar, and that was too hard. So then I started playing the bass for a long time, and then that got really boring. So then I started playing the drums, and that was about 6 years ago. I think the #1 thing I like about it is that you get to sit down.
Stacy and I met helping a friend move a 1950s stereo. I saw that Stacy had a strong back, so I was like, why not offer her a job?
Being an electrician is a lot of like crawling around in crawl spaces and like attics, and I was envisioning like screwing in a light bulb, and like it is not like that at all. It's a lot of being around a bunch of guys peeing in Mountain Dew bottles and stuff like that.
We became roommates. We had a basement, and it was like, why not play music together?
It ended up going a lot better than we both thought. We accidentally became Pony Time.
Pony Time came about when Stacy was coming up with names for my other band at the time, and she just rattled off a bunch of names. One of them was Pony Time, but then she said, you can't have that for your band. I'm gonna hold on to that one. Originally, Pony Time was going to be a three-piece, but it seems like the best parts of music to me are like the rhythm section, the bass and the drums. If you like techno, funk, soul, disco, so it gets people moving, even though it's rock and roll. I had an older lady customer in her 80s warn me that if I wasn't careful, a woman would catch me, because she asked if I was single. So I just took that. What if you caught me?
Hex on You is just like a really hard song for me to play, and I wrote the drum part to impress a lady, and it worked, but now every time I play it, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack and die.
Playing music when a show is going right, it really feels like you're up on stage for about 2 minutes, and then it's all over, and all these emotions get compacted down into this relative time frame that you have.
It's super fun to play shows and hang out with your friends and make music. It's when the businessy part comes into it that it gets unfun. Pony Time definitely doesn't know how the music business works. I think it's funny when people ask me if I make money from being in a band, because I definitely don't, and I don't know anyone who does. Really hard to like try to play in a band or two bands and also work full time or have enough money. It's definitely not easy.
Having my own business, I can be more flexible about shows that we decide to play or when I want time off to play music. And that's a big reason I started the business, just to have more flexibility to do the other things that you want to do in life.
Luke really likes Star Trek, so that's a song about Geordie LaForge.
The engineer aboard the Star Trek Enterprise and his failures with women and how he always seems to be dating them in the holodeck.
When I'm like trying to write a drum part, sometimes I think of like, what would people normally do right here? And then I try to do the opposite. There's no rules.
Thank you for your pony time.
Next up is Blood Drugs. This 4-piece band is all about that heavy Seattle sound and is one of the newer additions to my favorite local metal label, Good to Die Records. The band claims to be inspired by a demon named Lahad.
So stick around, we'll be right back with Blood Drugs.
I'm Kyle Bradford, lyricist and guitar for Blood Drugs on Good to Die Records. Everything's a song I wrote about a nightmare that I had. I have nightmares all the time. They're extraordinarily terrifying. I was visited by a demon named Lahad. I've been writing for the record and studying a bunch of occult things until I had a dream about him, and it scared me for a week. That's essentially what it's about, is about getting visited by a demon and trying to get away from him.
Hey, what's up? I'm Sean Cook. I'm here at my wife's restaurant and bar, Cafe Petit Rosso. I play guitar in Blood Drugs. I also make a meager living as a histotech. I work in histology, which is right across from phlebotomy, which is all blood work. I was around blood all the time. Every time I need to go to the bathroom or get a snack, I walk by phlebotomy. So I see blood all the time. I see drugs all the time at the hospital. That inspired me to come up with the name.
I started playing with Blood Drugs last fall. My friend got a hold of me and said that this band has just formed and they are looking for a bass player. I thought it was pretty unique for the music scene, and I was really itching to be playing again.
Sean and I used to play in a band together a long time ago, and then as bands do, when we all went our separate ways. I stopped playing drums for like 2 years, just trying to get back into it, and so Sean said, hey, you want to try out for Blood Drugs? You want to come in? Like we have 2 songs, and I came in, and that was it.
Equerry is a song that is about its imagery having to do with my youth in Eccles, Kentucky. Initially it was called Eccles, Kentucky.
I take responsibility for the misnaming of Equerry. I told Kyle that it meant something entirely different than it meant, and I said it with enough conviction that he believed me, and now I can finally admit that I was wrong. So Kyle, I'm sorry.
We'll be right back with more of Blood Drugs.
Lowest was written when Sean sent me a 30-second video of him playing the guitar naked.
I wrote the music for it on a hot summer night in my underwear, and I was so excited about it. I filmed myself playing so Kyle could see the chords I was playing, and he saw way more than I wanted him to.
I didn't even notice he was really naked until like 30 seconds in because the song was so good.
I still had to watch it at least 14 times before they let me even sit behind the drums. I'm just haunted by the memory of watching that video.
There's been so much that's happened to me in my life over the last 5 years that I was so angry about. I can't sing pretty songs about it. It doesn't translate very well. My anger wasn't coming across. When the opportunity to do this came along, I'm like, I have all of these things that I haven't been able to write about, and now I'm just able to push it out, and it's so much fun, and it feels so good. People listen to you more when you're screaming.
Diamonds is the easiest song that we play, and people love it.
I was just talking about this last night, actually at band practice, that why do we play music?
I have to play. It's as simple as that. It's just like someone who's an artist and is a painter and they have to paint. It's not for money or fame or any of that. It's just, this is something I've always done. I don't see myself ever not doing it.
So music for me has pretty much always been one of the things I need most in my life. You know, I work 2 jobs, and I sacrifice seeing my kids and my wife probably more than they would care for me to do so. Whether it's playing live or practicing, like, I just love every second of all of it.
I just wouldn't play live shows if I didn't have to. And I feel like it's just some vestige of how I grew up in the punk community, that it's just something you're supposed to do. I like writing songs and I like recording.
You think you're so unique, we're not the only ones. I'm someone I don't wanna be no more. It's the burden of release.
There's a lyric in one of the songs. It's when you consider the vastness of forever, I can't help but hoping I'm remembered here. I think that that's pretty much it. I want to do something that somebody will remember and enjoy. Something that I can do with my life that will impact somebody in a positive way. That's why I do it. Leaves is the very first song that Blood Drugs wrote. Ultimately, what the song is about is this neighborhood, Capitol Hill, where we are now, and the development that's happening here that's pushing all the people that have lived and worked and partied in this neighborhood. It's turned into something a lot different now. Nothing's going to change. It's going to keep happening just the way that it is unless we do something about it. The chorus in that song is like, if there is no fire, there's no motivation. I just feel like we need to set a fire. And I guess that's sort of what this band's all about.
Well, that's it for tonight's Band in Seattle. If you want to hear more, check us out on bandinseattle.com, where you can hear full concerts and find links for more information about our bands and where they're playing next. Aaron?
And to stay up with the latest in the music scene, check out my show, the Air Raid Podcast, on mynorthwest.com, cairoradio.com, and more on my website at www.air-raid.net.
Thank you for watching. Join us next week for more great music and great stories on Band in Seattle.